Hello, guys. Welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Tonight, joining me with Ray, we've got a very special guest in Welsh Elite Amateur Champion, Aaron Bird. Aaron, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you very much. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're great. We're great. Aaron, just wanted to go on to your achievements as an amateur boxer. Obviously, you're the elite amateur champion at cruiserweight. Aaron, how did it all start for you? How did you get into boxing, mate?
Well, I knew Enzo Macronelli before I started boxing.
Right.
And father trained me, God rest his soul. So I watched him fight before I started boxing at all. But what done it for me is the Contender.
Right.
That's what really got me into boxing. I loved it, every series of that, and I thought.
Was that the one with Paul Smith in?
Paul Smith was in one like 2 years after. It's the first one.
Right.
With is it Peter Manfredo?
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Because I think Sergio Mora was in one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, Sergio Mora won that one.
Nice. And so when you were younger, growing up, I mean, did you move about gyms? Did you stay in the same gym? How did that kind of experience go?
Well, I left. I moved to a different gym when I came back into boxing. I had 2 years out of boxing, but I stayed in the same gym for almost 10 years, and now I'm in a gym in Batalbot called Baglan Bulldogs, which they're very great there.
Yeah. And when you look back at you, I mean, I suppose what you achieved to get to elite level, I suppose people don't really understand the amateur system and the dedication it gets to get to that level. How was your training sort of get you to that? I mean, are you sort of like training sort of like twice a day, or are you training more times a week than what you would usually train before you get to that level?
Well, this championships, I was training twice a day. I was training in the morning and I was training in the afternoon, and that just there was no way I was getting beat this year. That's what got me through in the final, because I boxed a very fit RAF lad, and so I had to be on my game.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that lad. His surname was Parry, wasn't he?
Yes.
Did you beat him twice?
I beat him
twice.
2021, and then I beat him in the final again recently, 22.
Yeah, because he's got quite a good reputation. And did you have to make any adjustments for the second fight? Because obviously in the amateurs, you've got the shorter rounds, and he knows you, he knows your style. So did you have to make any adjustments? Was he different in the second fight than in the first fight?
In the fight, he was much better. He came at me, he cut the ring off, and I met him head on. And I don't think he expected me to do that. In the first fight, I outboxed him and moved around the ring. But sometimes the judges doesn't like that. So that was a split decision where I thought I won it convincingly, but the judges don't like you on the back foot sometimes.
And did he win that 3-2, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, 3-2, that's correct,
yeah. Aaron, you just touch upon there about styles, because people talk about Olympic boxers having a particular style and amateurs having a different style to the pros and all that. And you talk about your GB boxers having a different style. Do you feel as though to succeed as an amateur, I mean, to talk about getting, to the level that you're at now, do you have to adapt your style, or can you be a master of many different styles?
Well, yes. When you go away to like tournaments, when I was a youth, I used to go Boxer Wales quite often, and I had to fight two different styles in 2 different days. If you have to win a tournament, you got to fight 4 different people.
Yeah,
I keep adapting, but
yeah. And just about the training camps that you go on, because when you're fighting for Wales, obviously you're fighting national opponents. What's it like when you're competing and you've got to make the weights multiple times? Because in the pros, most of our subscribers are mainly following pro boxing. You make the weight, and then you rehydrate and you go up a few pounds the next day. You've got that time to rehydrate. In the amateurs, it's not like that. So are you okay to try to talk to our followers through that process, Aaron?
Well, it's very difficult when you're an amateur, because obviously, if you say where you go and you're fighting away for your country, then you have to make the weight 4 times. If you've got 4 fights, so there's no easy way of doing that, really. Obviously, with professional boxing, you got your process where you can do it over a period of a couple of months because you got your fight. But amateur boxing, sometimes you could get a call saying you're fighting in 2 weeks, and then you've got to lose half a stone or whatever. But I never go too much overweight when fighting.
Right.
The only time I go up, and I know I haven't got anything coming up anytime soon.
Well, you can relax a little bit, and I think what you're saying now, Aaron, is you've got to keep that dedication pretty much all year round. The way if you're training twice a day, it's pretty much like a job, this, Aaron, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron, in terms of your short term goals. I mean, elite champion. Most people think, where else can you go? I mean, what are your sort of short term goals for the for your future, Aaron, at the minute?
Well, when I got back into boxing, I wanted to go to the Commonwealth Games, but unfortunately, haven't selected me. Which it's nothing you can say too much about that. So I don't know what's left me in amateurs, but sometime in the future, I would like to turn professional. That's I've been in amateur boxing a long time, and I think the next Commonwealth Games will be another 4 years, so I don't want to wait around too long. So I'd have to, I got to make the move. I'm nearly 28 now, so it's time for me. Maybe in it'll be time for me to make that move. Maybe.
But the thing is, Aaron, even at 28, it's not like years ago where people were looking at you and go, "Oh, he's 28. He hasn't got enough time to do anything in the pros."
Yeah.
You're seeing, especially a lot of the Eastern Europeans, are turning pro later and later on because they've got good amateur systems, and particularly with your style as well, because you're quite tall for your weight, aren't you, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think
I'd be light heavyweight? So
right.
it's not really a weight. 86 kilos is, it's just an amateur weight, isn't it? No.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you, do you think you can get any further down or
I don't know if I could make super middleweight. That would be a massive.
Yeah,
definitely not middleweight.
yeah. But I suppose, I mean, you get a lot of you get a lot of guys, amateur guys now, when they're turning over, they seem to drop down in the weight. Some of the cruisers that turn over seem to go down to light heavy, and some of the heavyweights that were amateurs seem to go into cruiserweight. So I suppose, obviously, you'll make that choice in due course. But have you done a lot of sparring with pros, Aaron, just to get that feel of how? Because obviously you've got you're well into your man strength now at 28. So,
I have done a bit of sparring with professionals, yes. Recently, like a couple of guys who have just turned over. Nice. And there's a guy that was a professional now, Jim, called Stuart Phillips, his name is. He was a Celtic champion, and he can still do 8 rounds with me. That gets me in good stead when I'm only fighting 3 frees. He's also one of my coaches. And I also spar a cruiserweight who's just turned over from Swansea. Josh Keegan, his name is. He's a decent prospect. But mainly I spar amateurs. And people from different gyms come over, and that gets you in good stead because amateur boxing pace is a lot faster, I find, and professionals fight at a slower pace. So I think sometimes sparring amateurs can do you better than sparring pros.
Is that in terms of keeping you sharp? In terms of your hand movement, your footwork.
Yes, I find that. Yes.
Yeah, and just as a final question on that, Aaron. Obviously, I've got to ask. In terms of geography, is it? It's not a hindrance. Being in Wales, getting sparring across, you get a lot of people. I'm from the northeast, as you can just about tell. Sometimes people in the northeast have said, "Well, it can be a little bit difficult to get sparring up there." Is there any challenges like that down in Wales, or not?
A little bit, yes. And also with fighting as well, because I'm at a certain level, and Wales isn't a massive country. There's only a selective few opponents that would fight me in Wales. Or maybe I'd have to move up in weight to fight them. Or a lot of the time I do travel to England. And when I do travel, I don't get easy fights. Only people who have good, like, who've won area titles or whatever would want to fight me or something, so it's never easy when I got a club fight.
Yeah, because you're at that level, Aaron, and I suppose the better your opponent that you're sparring in the ring with, it's really going to push you to that next level, so people obviously know what you're about, and so I suppose the better opposition that you're getting in sparring, the better it is for your development. Aaron, is there any sponsors that you got that you want to shout out, or anybody that you want to shout out, any trainers or any people that have been supporting you along your journey?
Yeah, massive thank you to all the guys at Bulldogs, Mike, Simon, Stuart. They've all done a great job and helped me get 2 Welsh titles since I've been back there. Yeah.
Nice one. And Aaron, is where can our subscribers, where can they follow you on social media?
I got Instagram, and I've also got a YouTube page where I've got some fights there.
Nice one.
Maybe I can put the link down there. My semi-finals of the Welsh was on there, and I other fights on there, so I'll keep posting them up. Yeah.
Nice one, pal. If you could just, then what me and Josh will do, we'll just put the links in, so our guys can just come in there. When they watch a video, they can watch some of your fights.
Okay, great. Yeah,
definitely, guys. As Aaron's just said, we'll get all that put in the description, so be sure to check his fights out. And this is serious talent we can all get behind. So let's all get on the journey. Thanks for joining us, Aaron.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, pal.
Too. Cheers, mate.
Right, thank you.